Michael was an ordinary father living in a small town in America. He wasn't rich. He didn't own a big house or drive an expensive car. To most people, he looked like an average hardworking man. But to his children, Emma and Noah, he was their entire world. Every morning, Michael woke up before sunrise. While the streets were still quiet and the sky was dark, he would quietly leave his bed and get ready for work. Before stepping out of the house, he always paused for a moment and looked at his family sleeping peacefully. Seeing them safe and happy gave him the strength to face another difficult day. His job was not easy. He spent long hours doing physically demanding work. During summer, the heat was unbearable. During winter, freezing winds cut through his old jacket. Some days his back hurt so much that he could barely stand. Yet he never complained. When he returned home each evening, he left all his worries outside the front door. The moment he entered the house, he wore a smile. His children never noticed how tired he was. They never noticed the pain in his hands. They never noticed the sacrifices hidden behind his smile. To them, Dad was simply Dad. One afternoon, Noah came home from school feeling disappointed. "Dad," he said quietly, "all my friends have bicycles. I wish I had one too." Michael looked at his son. He knew money was tight. The rent was due. Bills were piling up. There wasn't enough money left for a bicycle. But instead of saying no, he smiled. "We'll see what we can do, buddy." That night, after everyone went to sleep, Michael sat alone at the kitchen table. He looked at unpaid bills and checked his bank account. The numbers were painful to see. For a moment, he felt defeated. Then he thought about Noah's face. The next morning, Michael volunteered for extra shifts at work. For weeks he worked every weekend. While other families spent time together, Michael spent his days working. He came home exhausted. His muscles ached. His feet hurt. But he never complained. Finally, after 2 months of hard work, he saved enough money. One Saturday morning, he surprised Noah with a bicycle. The boy's eyes filled with excitement. "Dad, is this really for me?" Michael nodded. Noah threw his arms around him and hugged him tightly. At that moment, every sacrifice felt worthwhile. A few years later, Emma discovered her dream. She wanted to become a doctor. Michael was proud of her. But medical school was expensive. Very expensive. Many people told him it would be impossible. Some advised him to encourage Emma to choose a cheaper path. But Michael refused. A father's belief in his child is often stronger than reality itself. Without telling anyone, he found a second job. After working all day, he spent evenings working again. Some nights he returned home after midnight. He slept only a few hours before starting over. His body grew weaker. His hair slowly turned grey. His hands became rough from years of hard work. But every time he thought about giving up, he remembered Emma's dream. That dream became his motivation. Years passed. Emma entered medical school. Noah excelled in college. Friends and neighbors praised the children for their achievements. People admired their success. Very few noticed the sacrifices that made those successes possible. Behind every achievement stood a father who quietly carried the weight of the family. One winter evening, Michael was waiting at a bus stop after a long shift. Snow covered the streets. The cold wind stung his face. His old coat offered little protection. His hands trembled from exhaustion. Then his phone buzzed. It was a message from Emma. "Dad, I got accepted into the residency program." Michael stared at the screen. For several seconds he couldn't move. Then tears slowly filled his eyes. People around him thought he was upset. But they were wrong. Those were tears of joy. Every extra shift. Every sleepless night. Every painful sacrifice. Every moment of struggle. It had all been worth it. Years continued to pass. Michael grew older. His children built successful careers. Emma became a doctor. Noah became an engineer. They bought homes, built families, and created lives filled with opportunity. The opportunities their father had worked so hard to provide. Then one Father's Day, they planned a special surprise. Family members gathered from across the country. The house was decorated with photos and memories. Michael had no idea what was waiting for him. When he arrived, everyone welcomed him with applause. Confused but smiling, he took his seat. Then Emma stood up. "Dad," she began, her voice shaking with emotion. "When I was young, I thought success came from intelligence and hard work." She paused. "Now I know the truth." She looked directly at her father. "My success came from your sacrifices." The room became silent. Noah stood beside her. "Dad, every dream we achieved started with something you gave up for us." A slideshow appeared on a screen. Photo after photo filled the room. Birthdays, school events, graduations, family vacations. In every picture, Michael was there. Always smiling. Always supporting. Always sacrificing. Then the final photo appeared. It showed Michael leaving for work before sunrise years ago. His worn-out boots were visible. His tired face was visible. For the first time, his children truly saw the man behind the smile. Tears filled their eyes. Noah walked over and hugged his father. "Dad," he whispered, "why didn't you ever tell us how hard it was?" Michael smiled softly. A tear rolled down his cheek. Then he answered, "Because my struggles were never important." The room fell silent. "My job wasn't to tell you how difficult life was. My job was to make sure you had the chance to build a better future." Many people in the room began crying. Because they understood something powerful. A father's love is often invisible. It is found in early mornings and late nights. It is found in sacrifices nobody notices. It is found in dreams he quietly puts aside so his children can chase theirs. That evening, Michael looked around the room at his children and grandchildren. His heart was full. He had never become rich. He had never become famous. But he had achieved something far more valuable. He had built a family filled with love, opportunity, and hope. And in that moment, he realized that every sacrifice had been worth it.